What is up, Generals? We're back with Ultimate General Civil War, and this is the J&P Rebalance Mod with the Confederacy Major General Let's Play. So we're taking a look as we continue our march towards Fredericksburg. This is the Army of the Confederacy in the state right before the skirmish at Prairie Grove. We're not going to bring all of these soldiers, but I don't want to go into the whole process of reorganizing things. I'm already borrowing a division from Third Corps. So, if we're going to be over here on 11 December 1862, 5 days earlier, we were apparently way the hell over here in either Ohio or Indiana. Let me see if that's the Ohio River. This is Kentucky. We're probably in Indiana, although that's Cincinnati right there. So, yeah, we're probably in Indiana. So 5 days earlier, our entire army is going to be somewhere over here in Indiana. But, oh, sorry, wrong screen. We're scouting some farm stuff or whatever. I don't know. And basically, we're going to be defending in this position. So we're going to go ahead and bring Lee's I Corps. And we're outnumbered a little bit, but we're not outnumbered a crap load. So let's go ahead and just clear off everything to make, no, not you. You're fine. You as well. We're bringing the snipers. Make everything else easier to figure out. I've also borrowed the Whitworths from 2nd Corps, as I'd like to get them some experience. They're right on the cusp of their 2nd star. They're probably not going to get it, but you never know. So I think that they were in 1st Division. Yeah, there's the Whitworths, right? Yep. So we're going to go ahead and bring them. And let me take a look. What else do we want to bring? The Jameses, they've got 2 stars. Let's see if we can't spread the experience love around. Go ahead and bring the Rangers for the time being. I like them. We need the infantry from 1st. So 23rd Infantry, 9th Rifles. Ah, damn it, I didn't rename them. So they'll take the extreme left, see if we can't get Longstreet some experience. 2nd Division's artillery the entire way through. So we are going to bring the siege guns. We are going to bring the 10-pound Parrots. We're going to leave the 20-pound Parrots home. They've got enough experience. We're going to bring the howitzer. And then the rest of 3rd Division, they're going to be fighting here in the middle. We got 3 units left. All right, so infantry, just whatever infantry we want. What infantry do you think needs experience? You got a colonel, you got a colonel, you got a light colonel, you got a colonel, you got a light colonel. Guess what? The 2 light colonels, they're going to get some field time. Okay, how we doing? I think we're about right. We're a little artillery heavy in the middle, I think, maybe. So let's drop the 10-pound Parrots and bring the last unit of rifles. So this will be a nice kind of force on the wings. So generally speaking, at least in the vanilla game, you get kind of an early push here in the middle, a little middle push across this river, and then a heavier push, actually surprisingly heavy push last time I played this, over here in the open. As you can see, the map is pretty wide open. There's not really a lot of good places to fight. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to try and do anyway, is this little task force is going to take up position over here to be ultimately joined by 31st Ranger. This task force is going to fight in the middle, and I think this task force is going to be kind of spread amongst these 2 positions with the snipers deployed far away. Now, the map looks pretty even, but when we start, we're going to see who can see what, and you'll notice that there's kind of a defilade going on over here. So I'm going to the snipers off on the extreme right of the map. And they're going to be kind of a nice spoiler force. But before we do anything, let's go ahead and see if we can't get some of these guys in good cover. What is that? We'll split the difference. I don't want them too far back. Yeah, that's okay. Right around there. One more. We'll see. We'll see. These guys are going to have to be over here doing that. And then we got the howitzers right up front and the siege guns over here. We'll have them kind of be able to bully. Actually, wait. 1,000. Doesn't matter. I was going to maybe think about swapping the siege and the Whitworths. But the siege guns over here will do the trick as well. Bullying infantry. And we actually have a spot for one more unit because I'm good at math, guys. No, I'm not. Do I think I need more infantry or more guns? More guns might be the correct answer tactically, but I'm not so sure it's going to be interesting. So, Lorenzes, both Lorenzes. Boop. Another infantry unit to spoil the right. All right, let us begin. Pause, issue your initial orders, get units into position. Right there should be okay. We are more or less happy with where those guys are. Is there even a two-star, two-tree position? Okay. Let's get to it, see what happens. Here's the Union force. There it is. So if they're coming in off the board edge, that's actually interesting. Wonder if we can see them coming. I had debates. I had debated like bringing 24-pound howitzers. I do bring, I think, some of them. Yeah, bringing kind of like a stronger force. So they have 8 that I could buy in the reputation pool right now. But I don't know. Like from a balance perspective, the long-range guns have been doing their job admirably. All right, fall back. The fence line's not where I want you. There's another unit. Okay, so they split. Judson, Dragoon unit, and then there's a Dragoon unit, Stewart. So the AI Dragoons have been less likely to charge in a melee than my Dragoons. And in fairness, actually, in this particular campaign, the cavalry arm of my army has been pretty underdeveloped. I've been underutilizing them left and right. And I suppose that's a slightly more accurate historical representation of cavalry on the battlefield, as they were not, to my knowledge, a particularly... I think they were useful as disarmed and dismounted infantry and the like, but they were not, as far as I am aware, running down cannons and stuff like I frequently have them do. So, good on ya, Johnny and Panda, for that slightly more historical interpretation of the unit type. Bredett coming in to skirmish with the infantry on the far left. My dude's getting reamed, unfortunately, but the cavalry takes it in the nose. Well, 36 from the artillery, which is always a good time for me. We've lost 4 net at this point, so it's not the end of the world, really. Okay. Here comes that strong initial push that I was worried about. That's going terribly for the cavalry, my word. Excellent. That was not how I expected that to go. Oh, I suppose the artillery got involved as well. Okay, yeah, sure. Big units of artillery here. Want to keep that counter battery mission, you know, engagement. Fall back with the skirms. So I'm more than happy for them to commit heavily in the middle and then allow 2nd Division, which is from 3 Corps, or allow this unit from 3 Corps to just spoil the hell out of their force. I'm perfectly content for that to be the way this plays out. Big unit of Clark. This is a big Union command. But these Smith guns continue to just dominate. Let's go ahead and get the howitzers to calm down. That's part of the reason I'm not like mega chomping at the bit to get my hands on howitzers. Like, some of these long range guns are so effective, especially when they're properly leveled. And I'm wrong. I was wrong about that because I was saying like, oh, I like mobility and I don't know about guns that much and everything else. And I think that Panda early on in this campaign had said, hey, you need to look at bumping up the range and your recon and everything else. And he was right. Totally right. See what I can't get away with seeing. Like, that's just brutal. That's just brutal. You know, how do you compete with siege guns? What do I do when the AI gets siege guns? I just kiss units goodbye? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it does to the tactics. You know, what change do I have to engender in my strategy on the battlefield when units evaporate like that? So I'm not seeing the whole of the Union command. I'm seeing a lot of their support arm. I'm seeing a little bit of infantry. I'm not super worried about skirmishers. This is quite the skirm swarm, but I'm not that worried about it, to be frank. The dragoons are annoying more than dangerous. I suppose when things are like this, I'm not that worried about the middle either, frankly. Okay. No visible artillery for the Whitworths, so no better target. I suppose Blunt is a good target, maybe. I'm not even really sure about that, to be honest. Watch like a Union command appears here halfway through the battle and I'm going to get this unit killed. So I suppose I'm confident of our ability to hold this position largely indefinitely. Yeah, like I'm confident that we can hold this triangle pretty much indefinitely given the forces currently arrayed against us. There are 2 artillery units I can't currently see. I'm worried about them. But these 2 units are roughly parallel in size to Clark, who has to attack uphill into units in cover with artillery support. So I'm not worried about the left, Confederate left. I'm wondering where the hell these guys are going. Is there going to be a larger attack on this position? Are they shying away from the siege guns, which would be a reasonable response? I don't know. I'm not getting any push in the middle, which means I need to either initiate my own counterattack, or try and see what's going on. Because at the moment, they can hold indefinitely against this force. I'm not so sure they can hold indefinitely against this force. And if they're committing heavily over here, it's time for me to get these guys moving. What is... Union command is 24,000. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a lot of it. There is a great deal unknown. And this map is so dangerous. This is a very interesting problem. It's a very interesting map. I like the map quite a bit. I know it's very wide open. That's actually why I like it, because you can't... There's not these really obvious or clear-cut kind of, oh, I should clearly advance in this direction, or I should use cover here. There's not really a good, safe way to do any of this. And so you sort of need to expose your force. And how do you do that intelligently is, I think, is the question that I'm asking myself. How do I limit the exposure of some of the units I know can't take the beating, but how do I... Yeah, like there's a very heavy presence moving in on a portion of my line that probably can't handle it. And maybe it's just because they're garrisoning the flag. That could be part of it, I suppose. Well, that's interesting. So, yeah. This is also one of those great battles to illustrate a lot of the things I keep talking about. I keep talking a lot in my videos about the importance of recon, the importance of a combined arms force working in concert with each other. And this is a great example of that, actually. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I didn't see that. So this is mostly dead on arrival, so to speak. Let's get them resupplied. They've been fighting far more actively. This is very nerve-wracking. But I think now we're seeing probably the lion's share of their force, and this division can now commit to the oblique attack, especially once we get Murphy out of the equation. There are still 2 units unaccounted for. One that was being shot up over here, and then one that, as far as I know, didn't get touched. Come on. Well, sure, when the siege cannon gets involved. Alright, keep cool. Keep running. Just keep falling back. I think he's targeting you. Clear the path. Just keep falling back. He's gonna outrun you. I think you're screwed, buddy. You know what? No, 2-on-1 should be okay. Two on one. We should probably be alright. Messy regardless. Ugh. Things are okay over here though. Okay, so the hope is that the siege guns can kind of continuously kind of focus fire on Murphy, and then there's some nice splash fire that will kind of hit there. I'm trying to get 15th and 19th online with these guys whenever they kick a Bertram out of there. And this is mostly going okay. The enemy keeps kind of poking at my left, trying to find a weakness, and the Whitworths are doing good work. I need to get that supply wagon over there, but it's coming, so whatever, we're doing good. Longstreet unit, his unit is, of course, still not sitting in the thick of things. So I'd like to swap these two in the interest of giving them a chance to rest, but really it's just so that Longstreet can level up and become general, because I'd like that to happen. There's still 2 units that are unaccounted for, and that's 2 artillery units that are unaccounted for. I've seen 3, and right now I can see 2. As you may imagine, that makes me nervous. Now, you guys have seen that I'm not super at math, at least in my head, but it's not, that bad. Yeah, Bertram, stop shooting. Get out of here. There you go. Proper route. All right. So Longstreet's unit now is in position to be the one doing the lion's share of the fighting. Of course, now they're going to attack over here. And hopefully they can get some experience, and then we can mint ourselves a new general. Because Longstreet's at 99 out of 100 experience to pick up his wreath. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's bound to happen soon. All right, let's just make sure no one's running. There. Shoot Stewart. Why aren't they shooting? There are plenty of targets that are in range. Well, they are. Okay, they're trying to. That was weird. It was moderately effective. Seems pretty good. I mean, I'll give them credit. They're trying. Yeah. There we go. Okay, they were hiding. 2 different more artillery units. Murphy's probably out of range at this point. Yeah. So we give him new targets. How are you guys doing? Tired, but okay. As long as I don't push it, they should be fine. So obviously no more melee for the 27th or 11th. I'm going to be honest, guys. This is not really how I imagined this battle would go. I mean, in a broad strokes way it is, kind of. I figured we'd hold them here and here, and then we'd push over here. Or maybe push over here and then come that way. But that was like this was corner case, this was more likely. So in that regard, it is definitely happening kind of the way I expected, but this is faster. This portion of it's faster than I was expecting out of them. Yeah, look at that. Woo. Do you need permission to shoot? Like, what's the deal, dudes? Good gravy. Man. Alright. Let's do this. Let's start. Let's get started. We're weakening your support. Hopefully we're, you know, scaring them, I guess. I guess commit. Go all in. Yeah. When the time comes when the time comes to commit to the attack. Hold nothing back. Two clerks. Maybe we even press the attack over here and really get them in kind of a big bowl shape. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So, units are performing exceptionally well. There are clearly some superb performers. 20th Sniper has been with us for a while now. The siege guns have really knocked my socks off. From a balance perspective, those might need to be dialed back a little bit. Because I just keep on like, why would I shoot with anybody else? Why would I turn anywhere else besides the siege gun? It's just a great all-comer. The James is doing great, but the James is good in the vanilla game too, actually. It's just a good take-all-comers gun. It's not like... It's not particularly excellent in one field or the other. It's just moderately okay at everything, which is, you know, a great position for that kind of a weapon to be in. Yeah, this is fine. Whitworth, take out the Buckner. Back off. Back off. Yeah, this is good. A nice general attack across the line. The units are being shot at from enough different sources that they start routing, or at least white shielding pretty quick. Yeah, and then I've got the snipers here acting as a great infantry support. Arm. Weapon, whatever. Oh, look at that. Look at that ineffectual fire at close range. This has got to be 10-pound parrots. Probably. Probably. Who's charging? Who's charging right now? I'm confused. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This will be hard-pressed to make contact, I think. Yeah, that's about what I expected. I mean, that's both versions of Clark, and I don't see anybody else over there. So let's do it. Let's go in. You're fine, dude. Just shoot whatever's in range. Yeah, that's gotta be... Actually, that might not even be 10-pound parrots. Yeah, no, it might be. What's garbage at at shrapnel range? I think it's got to be 10-pound parrots. The only thing I can think of. Oof. This poor Union Army's having a rough go of it, huh? Okay. So, come over here. As long as the attack remains relatively, like, linear, it should be okay, actually. Just a great you know, consistent application of force across the entire line. What are you doing? Oh, I hate when it does that, where it just decides like, hey, I'm going to totally screw up your line. It happens more often than I'd like to admit that it does. I'm getting lucky that they have bad cannons, because otherwise I'd be getting torn to shreds right now. We need to get their artillery out of the game, which it looks like it's mostly we're working on doing. There's a weird situation going on where there's just this like big murder ball. I think if they spread out, they would actually have a much better frontage to try and fight me with, but as it stands in their current situation, they're just kind of... It's one unit gets routed and then another unit gets routed, and I keep on pushing, and there's just sort of this weird chain route going on, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of strange. I'm certainly not complaining about my units not taking massive casualties, but this is an open field engagement at this point, and I feel like it should be going worse for me than it is, and it's going pretty well, you know, for the Confederates. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just gonna push him back here. Sure, die. Let me know how that works out for you. Yeah. So 27th, who is one of the units that's been most hard hit by this battle so far, will, I think, take up position here in this forest and kind of be our spoiler, I think. Let them get in there and then utilize the melee bonus from the defense, and then the fact that routers have a very bad melee stat. Hopefully they'll fuck up, die on the way through. Looks like not. So 20th has a great angle on the oblique side of this army, and I think we need to go ahead and develop that a little bit because we're kind of filling in our middle now. Yeah, that looks good. The 31st Rangers do their thing. They're doing a good job, actually. Just generic light infantry is great. This is a little thing. Giving skirmishers regular infantry rifles just does wonders for their usefulness. They're not snipers, they're not any of that, but they're still useful. And it's a little thing, and yet it has a huge, profound impact on how valuable I think those units actually are. Because absent sniper weapons, they're just not useful in the vanilla game because they just have shit carbines. But being able to give them regular infantry rifles makes a big difference, and they perform great, I think. Yeah, so now they're just sort of hemmed up in the woods there, or in the river there. And what we do is we post up, and they're just going to keep coming to us. And we either push them into the corner and wipe the whole map, or keep killing them as they try and cross the river, it looks like to me. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Alright, so we're doing the next thing that we're trying to work on doing is kind of assembling a kind of a line of battle, because there's been sort of some kind of chaos or lack of organization on the front lines. And it's getting better now. Everyone's kind of online and rested, and Lee's back in position. You can take that farmhouse there, I think. Nope, go all the way. Here you go. Good job. Real bullies. Whitworths are fast, man. Shit. Yeah, this is not how I expected this battle to go. Let's go ahead and let 27th rest. I'd say they've earned it. That was crazy. Okay. Yeah. I think, so there's two ways I can play it right now. Is I can kind of just post up and let them come into my artillery. They do seem like they're going to oblige me, that particular strategy. The other thing I can do is I can keep the aggressive momentum up and just never give them a chance to kind of get organized. I'm a little inclined to take the aggressive course of action until they have been de-gunned. Once they're de-artilleried, what is going on? They just got reamed. Was that these guys? I don't know. I feel bad for Cloud right now. God, that wasn't even artillery. Was that these guys? It might have been. Good gravy. Yeah, let's just work on taking out the artillery, and then we can... They seem inclined to, like, come at me. Keep coming at me, so I'm more than willing to let them. let's just get whatever kills we can. I don't know if the game's going to end here in 1 minute either. Probably not. It hasn't so far. They've been pretty good about kind of letting you play it out, but we'll see. No, looks like we have the whole hour. I don't think we're even going to need that. And this is why I think you probably just post up and wait, because they'll do this. My lord. Wow. Where are the siege guns? Are they up yet? Yeah, they still have a good target. Get them some good stamina. Let's pull you back a little bit. If you want to shoot me, come get in the water. Oh, they outrange me. Not that it matters, I guess. Okay. This is a great blue turkey shoot of Prairie Grove. Yeah, okay. So you had a minute, and then the whole thing comes down. Oh, my word. 14K to 600. I can't imagine the Union would keep fighting after these kind of battles. There, finally. Good Lord. Longstreet picks up General. Ooh. Oh, my gosh. They've actually gone down in quality of guns. There's percussion muskets. What is happening? Is the Union falling apart? They're using 12-pound howitzers? Oh, my Lord. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. What was that? Okay, yeah. Good. Picked up. Siege is... We want them to, for sure, continue down the extreme path. The same thing for the Whitworth. Good God. 9th, you picked up your thing. Congratulations. Maybe not a light colonel. I guess a light colonel will do the trick. Yeah, that's fine. B, Gene Williams, Alfred Kemper. So we'll put... Nope. Here, B's a better commander. We'll put you there. And I'm actually gonna... I'm fine putting Kemper in one of these units. Not you. Yeah, they've been trying to level you up for a while, so let's go ahead and put someone else. No, not Kemper. Like a light colonel, maybe? No, Jesus. It's fine. I don't care. Wow. Yeah, even a full colonel is barely enough. Jeez. And the thing is, the unit's not gonna actually get that much more experience as well, you know? That's the other issue. It's a shame because Ewell was also a division commander. As usual, pretty light casualties. And that's actually something I wanted to talk about is I'm barely taking any casualties in any of these battles. And it's, it's fun to kind of stomp all over the AI. We'll take a look at we'll see how Fredericksburg goes. But I'm debating this game in beta. It ended at Fredericksburg. I'm debating rolling back, and starting to attempt legendary in the JMP mod. And since Panda's right now doing a JMP Confederate video, or no, he's doing JMP Union, isn't he? I will probably do JMP Confederate legendary. So, I mean, it's the same battles he's just seen me playing, right? But it's going to be legendary, so it's going to be even tougher. So we're at Econ 10. I've got 1 point. I think probably AO. I don't know. What do I need to do here? Fredericksburg, 30 units. I don't think I can bring 30 units right now. Can I? I think I can bring 25. So it's not the end of the world if I can't, bring full-sized core. Maybe 5 strong, and there are 6 of you. No, it's actually exactly 30. Again, I don't need AO, so that's good. Thank goodness, because AO is an annoying. It's like a boring stat to level up in my mind. So in that case, medicine. I just said I'm not taking lots of casualties. Logistics. Yeah, there you go. And so the reason I say I'm not like that interested, like I'm debating is, again, we're not taking that many casualties. Oh, that's a point. You will. Woo. There you go, buddy. I'll let them keep their 2nd star. Actually, I could play with majors and try and figure out who's a good fit. Like, what about you? What lets them keep their star? Yeah, but doesn't suck up. Someone like Ewell who's likely to pick up general if I can put him in a unit that gets any experience. So as usual, we'll clean all this up and jump in for Fredericksburg. If Fredericksburg goes like things have been going, where it's just basically a total turkey shoot and I take like 400 casualties or 4,000 casualties or whatever, I'll probably restart and we'll start playing at legendary, with or without the rebalance mod. Otherwise, we'll see if it's a real bloodbath or something, I'll change my tune. Anyway, though, hope you guys have been having a good one. I'm really enjoying this series, and again, the rebalance mod is super fun. If some of these numbers get tweaked in, like really, it's just artillery. If some of these numbers get tweaked in, to be quite frank, I see the mod being basically like required play. Like I don't want to say I won't play without it, but I've really come to love the slow speed. I think the way that you've tweaked the infantry combat is perfect. I'd like to maybe see officer experience tick just slightly faster. Because it's Fredericksburg, and I think we've minted our first general. So that hurts, right? I don't know, but beyond that, yeah, like this is great. I'm mega happy with the rebalance mod, and I don't want to say that like my desire to start over again at legendary is because I'm not having fun. It's rather because I'd like to present interesting challenges or interesting videos, and these battles where I consistently take less than 5% casualties can't be fun to watch. So we'll be jumping into Fredericksburg sometime in the middle of next week. I have been shooting for Wednesday. Real life keeps getting in the way, so looks like this week is Thursday's recording. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes from there. But midweek is when I'm shooting for, and as my schedule continues to solidify, the summers are always kind of weird, and fall is much better. We'll settle on a date, and I'll let you guys know when I get closer to that, and I'm kind of like, hey, it looks like it's going to be Friday, or whatever. But going into Fredericksburg, you're going to have a weaker, less morale to the army. It's going to be smaller by 14%, and it's going to be 10% less convicted of its attack. And if that last battle was any indication to go by, it's going to be using weaker guns, too. I don't understand, because I've been pretty consistently getting 61s, and now that was 55s and 12-pound howitzers. What's going on? Anywho, folks, like I said, Fiasco, signing out.